Simulator is a SandCamp. Hedge of Grow at Solidity Scan. Let the discussion begin. And the stage is yours.
All right. Morning. Awesome. So, how was your Vietnam winter, guys? Your cheer. Hey. Cool. So, on my right, on my left, I've got two security heads. They, sort of on a mission to secure the, Web3 as a whole space. And I'll probably let's begin with a small round of introductions, and then probably we'll jump into the agenda and the questions. So my name is Sankal. I lead the growth at a company called Solidity Scan. We are also a security company that helps to secure the smart contract merging automated systems. And that's pretty much. So Tim, please go ahead.
Yes, as I already mentioned, I'm a security architect from Zappos, and doing my best to secure the open economy. I guess it's important for everyone, and also in previous topics as well, like they touched briefly security, but whatever application you're building on chain, you also have to think about how do you layer security around that. Chandra?
I guess security is very important in this aspect, and so I am a Solidity auditor and also a smart contract security researcher at Zokyo. So we audit smart contracts on a daily basis. So it's like you have to launch any project, you can approach us, and we try to find bugs in your project and do our best to find and help you fix it.
Thank you so much, Tim, Shantanu. Let's jump into the agenda first. So, agenda states as smart contract security and auditing best practices. So, I think it makes a lot of sense to enter from the first door. So, Tim, so I know security is very much subjective. It depends on the auditor as well. What you think, and what do you think from the personal opinion? What would be the best practices that could be followed, by the auditor side, developer side, or the startup side?
I think that when developing smart contracts, the developers can educate themselves in common vulnerabilities, so that while developing the smart contracts itself, you think in a security way, and your mindset is a security mindset that while designing the systems, you design them in a secure way. That is something that the developers can do from themselves. Even if you don't know, then before sending your code to audit, you can check out some checklists like auditing checklists, which are very common. You will find it, some GitHub repos, and just check if it is following the best practices or not. And I think that is one of the best practices that you can do. And
Yeah, I can add on to that. Totally agree that you have to check with like some checklists and best practices available out there. I guess one I can recommend for any developer out here is to check out the Enterprise Alliance security best practices. I don't know you guys if you've seen that, but it's amazing work. It's like more like enterprise-ish style security practices for smart contracts, but the guys there, they make incredible work on documenting how do you write a secure DeFi protocol, how do you write secure assets and applications, and for each of those there is a bunch of checklists. It's a huge amount of data you can read and get a lot of checks from there. And OpenZeppelin participates in the work group that writes that standard. Another thing is, of course, is AI, which comes in and it brings you ability, to run some automated, like not just AI, you can run any kind of like scanner tool that will allow you to find the tests. You know, you can use the fuzzing tests. You can use different security tools. I know you have the Solidity Scanner, and we also recently released our Code Inspector, which is based on basically all of the data set that OpenZeppelin gets over the years of auditing projects, and it's amazing because it gives you a lot of insights right away. If you're developing your smart contracts early, it can outline your early comments on what are the potential issues. And I guess the list is like for more like baked financially projects is to go early for actually not an audits, but to go early for some security companies like us and ask for a security review. Basically to ask like shortened version that people go through your infrastructure and give you comments on your practices, how you're using that. It just helps a lot as well.
All right, thank you. So, no, absolutely. I mean, you know, in the upcoming trends, AI is one of the most, you know, most frequently used things that, you know, where we can also use it and auditors also using it. So a follow-up question is, say, you know, simple question: how can we use AI to secure the smart contracts?
Yeah, coming to the AI aspects, I agree that with Tim that there are some scanners that you can use to scan your smart contract before sending it for an audit. Also, Zokyo is building a product called Mamoru.ai. So it's basically anomaly threat detection system, which actually integrates with your smart contract on any blockchain and helps you stop attacks in real time, even before they happen. So it's like two aspects to that. There can be running the front runner, the first kind, and second kind is like it's a gateway itself, which only allows trusted transactions to happen. So it's a customized logic. Any logic you want in your smart contract to follow certain security aspects, the Mamoru AI can do it for you. And we are also building a more automated version of it, which is the version 2 of Mamoru, which will launch soon as well.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing that you're mentioning like prevention. As my previous talk about vulnerability was, that's a really great field to try and experiment with an AI. For OpenZeppelin, you know, we have a spin-off from our company, which is a Forta network, which is a decentralized monitoring system. And you can run AI attack detectors there that are quite precise, and you get like a lot of projects are getting like 30 seconds before they get hacked, it like rings the bells. But then the problem is like, okay, but what do you do next? You have 30 seconds, you need an automated system at that pace, right? So that's one thing for AI to explore. Another big topic for me personally is the need for address labeling. And I know that there is a lot of projects that have to do that manually today, like or semi-manually, or they do themselves. Like Chainalysis has like closed, they have the lists, and many projects. Forta also is building like labeling service of a kind. But then every provider here needs a problem that it's a lot of work to label addresses actually. And it's like I was thinking a lot, maybe like to form like labelers DAO, which would like incentivize people to contribute the labels for the addresses and give some ratings. However, it could be used together with AI, and AI could enhance this.
And also, I would like to add that just a few weeks ago, Vitalik also mentioned about using AI for security, making things more secure. So there's something called formal verification. So formal verification is where you can check whether your system is really following certain properties or not. And it is really good to see Vitalik tell that we need to use AI for formal verification. So I agree with him. If there can be a lot of research in this field, if anyone can develop, we would be really happy. The security community itself would be more happy to see more research in formal verification and AI.
No, absolutely. Yesterday, I had, the question asked to Vitalik in the AM session going on in the fifth on the room. On a very similar thoughts, he mentioned about the detections of the vulnerabilities and how AI can actually read a lot of data available there and can generate few more vulnerability patterns which are not like easily available on the web. So, yeah. You say something?
Well, I guess the infrastructure scanning, that's a thing where it can shine because the amount of possible, say, permutations where you're dealing with a growing number of secure contracts itself in these combinations between them grows just beyond the ability for any people, person, to check all of the possible combinations. However, it's really the case for our automated system.
Okay. So, moving from AI now. Whenever we talk about security, there are three things that come into the picture. Privacy, transparency, and regulations. So let's probably first tap the privacy and transparency. And whenever they coexist in a blockchain system, what are the different implications in security point of view?
I think security, compliance is very important. Government can help a lot by drafting laws, which can help both the investor as well as the project. So regulatory clarity is one of the things that comes here, because only if you have regulatory clarity which protects the investor, as well as what are the consequences if a certain investor gets hacked or a project gets hacked, the insurances and stuff. It would be really great if certain laws are drafted as to punish the bad actors, so that the innovators can really innovate in this field. So this is a really important thing which I think should be done.
I just generally think that the social impact on security is huge. It's one of two fundamental pillars smart contract security relies today. And when we think about regulatory, it's just a part of our society. And this is a part of social rating you're getting for doing things right or wrong. And I see that there is a huge importance of that, because just because of that we have more incentives to be white hat rather than black hat, right? And just because of that we're able to build funds recovery and bug bounties. Immunify works great. It's an amazing story of success actually. And I see that maybe some of those regulations with time will move on chain as some kind of rating systems there, which kind of interconnects with all this labeling to discuss before.
Yeah, I mean the blockchain community and governments need to work in tandem with each other to really make the governments understand what is really needed. They should work in collaboration. Only then I think that there can be regulatory compliances is really possible in countries to protect everyone.
Yeah, for sure. There should be some platform where all the securities companies or some of the securities companies should come together, right, and create some standards out there so that everyone should be on the same page. Because I still feel some gaps out there. Of course, auditing is necessary. Everyone does it, but what about on the when it comes to things go south, right? So I'm sort of resonant on the same as well. On privacy, so it was seen in the past that few projects prioritize user privacy and sacrificing the transparency, right? So do you feel that at some capacity it can impact or it has impact the security as well?
Well, I think that security and the privacy in that field is about not exposing the data and information leakage, basically. One thing you can think of that is that, well, you don't necessarily need to run like all of the chains publicly. Like if you run your own, let's say, chain and just block all of their PC endpoints, you kind of get a private system, which still is credible. You can let someone in and verify all of the data if you need. So you get like compliance and privacy, right? But you are losing like connection. So now if you're starting to rolling up that data, you are getting the most privacy and security. And I believe that researchers in ZK, they have much more thought in that than I do right now, but I believe that the way it helps a lot.
Yeah, I think that privacy and security go hand in hand. Transparent systems cannot be really private. We need something to address the issue so that there is privacy and security on systems. So for example, blockchains like Ethereum, they are transparent, right? So anyone can read the data. So you cannot store passwords on Ethereum because they will get exposed and you will get your password. So what we need is something like ZK Tech, which ensures privacy as well as transparency to verify whether a certain person what he's saying is really true or not without actually revealing his identity or his data. So I think that's really important in blockchain.
I would add that there are also like protocols about like how do you send the data from like one to many encryption basically. How do you make messaging groups for encrypted messaging groups, and like Status.app, I think they are doing like with Vacuum a lot of great job in that field. Also something to take a look at that field.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Alright, I think that's all about it. Alright. So, I mean, if there are any question about security and auditing, we all three are here probably around the crowd. So, yeah, thank you, Tim, and thank you, Shantanu.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And next, we have the privilege of hosting a panel of distinguished experts. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Christian, founder of Toby Wallet, Mr. Michael O, founder of Pool Wallet, Mr. Ryan Rabaglia, managing director of Blockchain.com. Completing our powerhouse panel is our moderator, Mr. Riodo, business development manager at Transself. This discussion promised to be an insightful exploration into the future of digital asset storage. And the stage is yours.